Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And it's time to close an exciting week of football here on Monday night. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, one of the league's longest tenured quarterbacks.
He isn't just a quarterback with some great natural ability to play the position, Kate. Nope, he's somebody who lives and breathes this game 24/7, 365. No off days for him. If he's not on the field getting his work in, he's in the lab studying, prepping, and thinking, how can I improve so I can handle this opportunity, this opponent, this challenge here in front of me?
And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll run it for the first time with Jalen Warren. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one,
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. He'll throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 28. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll throw on first. He's got it near the 10. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Returning it from the 4. And look at this return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. So now it's the Packers getting out on offense for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuffing the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the 1 interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
That's caught Tucker Kraft. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job. Well, that throw, Kate, pretty clean out of his hand. Just looked like it didn't get through the defense clean enough. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
From the pistol, here's Love. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Loves to throw again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And he makes the Heffs go. It's a touchdown on the pick six. Just tried a little bit too hard to get that third down conversion. Brock wanted so badly to keep that opening series going, and that one cost him.
Yeah, I think it's less, Kate, in this case about the throw and much more about crediting the defense who was ready and willing to be opportunistic, not just knock that ball away.
Yeah.
They wanted to take advantage of that opportunity, and they jumped on it.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So following the return, looks like somebody's shaken up. Trainers out to determine how severe this may be. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Love back to it after the pick. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. And he gets him around 6 there. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 34. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out, and you know there's no escape.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Cole Holcomb has it. And the Steelers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
The Steelers and wide receiver DK Metcalf set for another drive. And he's been having such a great season in this offense. You can see, actually top 5 in the league in receiving touchdowns so far. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson's got it. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Rashawn Gary with that tackle. And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. They'll throw it. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on. You know, you look at that 3rd down play, looking back, and it really turns into a 3-point play. It's why situational work is so critical. Coaches talk about it all the time. Sure, you love the field goal, but man, they would have loved a touchdown more.
Nixon now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. He's got a gain of 6 there. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 31. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Dumps it off to his running back. Jukes one defender, and he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Love from the gun. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Third down, 1 yard to go. Turning to Jacobs on third. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
So fourth down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. He's going deep. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
That one's complete, right side. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Third and a lone yard coming up. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Warren here from the gun. He's got room to roam here. Brushes him off with ease. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. 17-0 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Back to throw now. Has him on the quick hitter. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Pass play now. He brings it in. And he drives this forward to the 6. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. The throw is caught. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 2nd down.
Penalty drops him at the 1, so they've got a couple of shots left at it. It's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. And got his man, that's a Pittsburgh touchdown! The Steelers could push this to a 4-score game as they take a 23-point lead. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends, made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Now Boswell on to send this away. His return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And this drive, they need to come up with some type of answer because, well, Brock, we can almost hear those engines starting to gear up. They might have a boat race coming.
Yeah, I think everybody in the building can feel it. This has been so momentous one way, and as a competitor, you have got to stop that slide.
He's contained at the line for no gain. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Takes the handoff, now Love. Connects on the crosser. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First down throw, here's Love. Escape. This time they're gonna get there and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Desperation's a tricky thing, Kate. You love defenses when they're desperate and they're just playing on edge. But offensively, you're in a hole like this, the worst thing you could do is get desperate in a sack. Oh, it only adds further insult to injury.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And that hit stops him in his tracks. Run play only gets back to the line, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. He's dropping back to throw. He's on the move, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Bails out. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough 4th down.
That right there is one of the biggest differences between the NFL and college game. Heck, the high school and Pop Warner game. Because when you break away from a sack at those lower levels, big things happen. But at this level, this big boy league, just because you get out of one guy's arms doesn't mean you're safe anytime soon.
We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. Thrown on 1st down, Love. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 43. Into the hands of Romeo Dobbs. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's complete to Musgrave. This is ahead for about 5. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They bring Dobbs in motion left. From the 35 on 2nd down. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Trying to force one through there. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Love to throw again. Complete beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Packers. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. The Packers, with some work to do, trailing in this game. They send the tight end in motion. Shotgun now for Love. Has it at the 7. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the red zone now. Has the Green Bay touchdown. The Packers chop some of the lead off before the half. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a 1st down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Packers pull a little closer. It's a 17-point game now. On now is McManus to kick this away. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. The Steelers and Jalen Warren headed back out there offensively. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. To the air now on 1st and 10. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And he takes this one back for the pick six. You get a pick six. You get a pick six. These defenses, Brock, wow, they have competed. Seeing who ends up with the best highlight of the game, huh?
A highlight? You're going to call a pick six and multiple? Highlight, Kate?
No, even if it's your defense doing it, come on, B-Rock.
No highlight for a quarterback.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers cut the lead down to 10. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Calvin Austin on the return. And look at this return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Steelers taking over on offense with halftime rapidly approaching. They still have access to a pair of timeouts and a little time left, too, so points very much still in play here before the half. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Throw on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Still sticking with the passing game. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Another try following the sack. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down. So we arrive at halftime here in Pittsburgh. Out comes Green Bay. They have the first series of this second half. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this second half, too, as they chase this lead. Love from the gun. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
On target to Musgrave. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Cut by Jacobs. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They'll throw it again. Finds him over the middle. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 48. Hauled in by Musgrave. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Caught by the open man. It's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. On the return, here comes Austin. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now a give running right. And defenders continue to swarm over to get him at the line. No gain on the play, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Pass play coming here. And the Packers are there. He's hauled down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
How many times we see these coaches after games sit there at the press conference, they pull out the stat sheet, and when they do, they look for some anomalies. And today, well, this head coach is going to be very proud of a defensive effort, getting after the quarterback 6 different times. 6 sacks, and they've had a heyday in the backfield.
The Steelers set to punt it. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. He fields this at the 18. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 65 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be their football coming up. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. This is reeled in by Reed. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 28. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
False start. Offline.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Throwing from the gun here. Complete out to the right side. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Able to get it to Reed. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. He'll throw it yet again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Call it 1 yard on the play, and that leaves him with 3rd and 14. Here's Love to throw. Reed's got it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. It's a 38-yarder from the left hash. The kick by Folk is good. And that will tie things up in the 3rd.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
On the return, here comes Austin. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Throwing now on 1st down. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number 1. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. We'll check this one down, complete to the fullback. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials.
Encroachment, defense.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. They pick up a yard. Still need 1 more, though. 3rd down coming up.
60 by 6.
Ooh, the hard count worked. Somebody jumped. I think this is going to give them the 1st.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Well, it's not a long walk to the new spot, but it is a disappointing one to make. Instead of 3rd down, they're now defending 1st and 10. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Setting up a throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead.
And he won't find anything here. They're there to drop him for the sack on what's likely the final play of this third quarter. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. Only one quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. It's been a high-scoring game so far, but we're still tied 24-all to begin the final frame. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. It's 3 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him facing fourth down.
Well, Kate, that's a white flag waving if I've ever seen one. I'm not sure I saw any avenue with that run play that was going to result in a first down. It felt more like the coordinator saying, well, you earned that call by the mishaps on first and second down.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
Return starts at the 9. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 34. He completes it in traffic. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Love looking to pass. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Taken in by Dobbs. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Loves to throw again. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 41. That's Reed on the slant. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That's 16 on the pickup. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Play fake, it's Love. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Love from the gun. Looking slant route, complete. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first. Working inside the red zone. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
2nd and 10, Love trying again. The throw is caught, and he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack it.
And he will score. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers take a 4th quarter lead. Christian Watson with the touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out, and it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chance for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw, but hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. On the return, here comes Austin. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The Steelers' offense headed out. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They're going to throw here to begin the drive. Wilson's got it. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's a Steelers 1st down. Looking to the air here. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Packers' side of the field. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They're throwing it. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Here's a throw. Catch made by Austin. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Here's 2nd and 5. Austin's there to haul it in. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Now to throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. The Steelers calling their 1st timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. It's caught, Warren. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Back to throw. Cut near the goal line. And this is down all the way to the 3. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. They'll try and punch it in. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. He gets him 3, and this brings up second and goal. He'll look to throw it. Throw complete to Warren. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Setting up to pass. That'll be complete to Jacobs. And he winds up out of bounds with things not settled yet, so we've got a flag down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, he had a chance to pull up and avoid the hit, Brock, but we knew the outcome from the moment he decided not to and made contact. That flag came out. Thrown on first down, Love. Cut by Jacobs. And he gets out of bounds, but a single yard, not worth the time that came off the clock. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man, it's Kraft. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
This one taken in by Kraft. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They stick with Jacobs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. An important attempt coming up here for Brandon McManus. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And it's on its way and through. He hit it from deep. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, well, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Here's a loft deep down the middle. That's grabbed inside the 30. Well, Brock, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. So as we go through this coin toss, Brock, I'm sure most of our fans know it, but this is something that can decide the game. If the team who gets it first scores a touchdown, the game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those two possessions, the next score would then win. Now hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Brings in the kick at the 9. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They couldn't quite get the job done in regulation, but the home crowd rising now to fire them up and help them finish the job right away in OT. On first down, they'll run. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Warren running between the tackles. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Throwing with a blitz on the way. This finds Austin complete. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. Trying an inside give to Warren. Moving on into the red zone. Fights across for the touchdown. The Steelers claim a 6-point lead. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take. Now, hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Brings in the kick at the 9. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They couldn't quite get the job done in regulation, but the home crowd rising now to fire them up and help them finish the job right away in OT. On first down, they'll run. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Warren running between the tackles. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. Throwing with a blitz on the way. This finds Austin complete. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. Trying an inside give to Warren. Moving on into the red zone. Fights across for the touchdown. The Steelers claim a 6-point lead. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers, as they take the win on the North Shore. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports.